Can you live on $1,000 in Nairobi, Kenya? Yes. But it's going to be very, very difficult for anybody that's coming from the United States or Europe or Canada, because you're going to have to make significant sacrifices to live the standard that you can't. It's not even possible to live the same quality standard you'll live in America off $1,000 here. Because number one, you're not going to be able to live in one of the upscale premium areas. Like right now, I am in Kilauea, the area I stay in, and the area I recommend my clients stay in, Kilauea, Westland, Kilimani, Lavington, because it is, number one, it's super safe. Now in general, Nairobi is not dangerous. But once you start to get to the outskirts, things get a little more crazy. Like, take an example, Roysambu or Marima or Kasavani, they border one of the most dangerous places out here, Githurai. Now, if you stay by Githurai 45 or you ever been to Kenya, y'all know about Githurai. But most Americans don't know what Githurai is. Githurai is basically like the hood. And if you're getting further out, you're gonna start getting closer to areas that are rougher. But like if you stay in an area like Kilauea, which I'm in now, it is super safe. You can walk around all times of night. You don't really have to worry about anything. But to stay here, it's gonna cost $500 minimum for a 1-bedroom apartment. Now, if you're on $1,000 budget, that's half your budget right there. So how can you do it? And if your family size is larger and you need like a 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom, that's looking at like $750 to $1,000, your whole budget. But if you want to go stay in an area like Roysambu or Dindingwa, you can probably get you a decent place from like $100, $150 to like $300 a month. But those neighborhoods are more like middle class. So you're going to see different. Like, okay, you see that I'm walking right now. You see there's a bunch of construction. There's sidewalks. Once you get out there, basically you're going to be walking on the side of the road. Like, there's not a lot of sidewalks. The infrastructure is underdeveloped. So it's gonna seem more grittier, more rough. And my idea of living outside of America is not pinching every penny, living in an area that's way more grittier. Like in America, would you go stay in the projects? No. Like, would you go stay in like one of the roughest areas or underdeveloped area? No. You're gonna wanna stay in a nice area. So why would you wanna come all the way out here to live like a worse lifestyle? You might as well just stay in America and just slave away. So that is accommodation right there, or living quarters, or whatever you want to call it. Next is food. Like me personally, I don't even cook here. Actually, I wanted to add something to the living quarters just so y'all can have a reference, so people can have a reference of what's going on out here. My apartment is $750 a month. $750 a month. That includes my cleaning lady, that includes my internet, water, probably add a little bit more, like probably like another $20 for electricity or something like that. But everything is basically included in that $750 a month. And my place is nice. I stay in one of the newer buildings, modern buildings. So basically what you will be living on is my rent out here. Like, I couldn't like imagine trying to go lower than that if I want to stay in an area like this. Like, okay, if you want to go to the village, maybe you can probably lower your expense, but also you're gonna be in the middle of nowhere, you're gonna have nothing to do. Now let's talk about food. One good thing about Nairobi is food is cheap. Food is cheap. If you're gonna stay home and cook, you are going to spend probably between $200 to $500, depending on your food size, your family size, your diet, all that. But I think between $200 to $500 should cover your food costs. If you're eating out, I would say you'll probably want to increase that by 150. Like, I think basically my food cost now is probably between 400, probably like 350 and 400, but I eat out a lot. I don't cook at all. But if you're going to be cooking, yeah. Now, back to the $1,000 budget. Now, if you are planning to live on $1,000, that means damn near 30% to 50% of your food, your budget in general is going to be eaten up by food alone. Now, food is cheaper than America. Yes, it is cheaper. But it's not like you're going to just be living, unless you're going to eat ugali and maini every day, you're going to have to spend some money. Now, it's not going to be like, okay, my food budget back in the States was probably like $1,000, $1,200. So think about it. Your food budget in the States, like, it's probably going to be your whole budget. This is why I'm trying to like get people out the mindset of like coming to Africa and trying to like live on $1,000. It's just not practical if you are from the West, because you have certain standards of living. And then like we haven't even talked about entertainment. If you want to stay here in Kilauea, that's $500. Then let's say you spend another $300 on food. That means you have $200 left in your budget. And we haven't even talked about, when I'm talking about $500 too, I'm talking about an unfurnished place. If you want a furnished place, bump that up for another $200. But let's say you get an unfurnished place, you're sleeping on the floor, but you maybe spend the first $200, damn, you couldn't even spend $200 to get the mattress then, because then you wouldn't have no money for the rest of the month. But let's say you get that unfurnished place for $500. Say you spend another $300 on food, you're cooking at home. Now you have $200 left. What are you gonna do? How are you gonna get around? Are you gonna take boaters everywhere? Boaters are cheap. You could get on a boater and ride for like $3 or $4, and that could probably take you for 30 minutes. Like, I think a 30-minute ride on a boater is probably gonna be max, probably like $5. Like 500 shillings to like 700 shillings. So, I guess you're gonna be taking a boater everywhere. And then we haven't even talked about entertainment. Are you not gonna go outside? Well, how are you gonna pay for your internet? You still have to pay for internet here. Internet here is about $30 right now. Now, that's $30 for internet. We haven't talked about cell phones yet. Cell phones, like you can get about about 10 gigabytes of data for $7. If you want your phone to work too, you could sacrifice like 2.5 gigs or like 2 gigs, and they will give you like 400 minutes and like 200 texts or whatever. Nut. But look at this. This budget is like, if you want to stay in one of the best areas, $500, $300 for your food, another 30, let's just call it $50 to $70 for your internet and your phone and all that. And look at how the money is disappearing right now. Like, just for the essentials, we haven't even talked about getting around yet with the boaters and all that. You're broke. You have no more money. Now, my optimum budget for people and what I tell my clients if they want to come out here, I would say you need probably like between $2,500 to $4,000. $2,500, you could live a good life. You're chilling and all that. And if you consider coming to Nairobi, you can book a consultation. It's gonna be in the first pinned comment and in the link in the description, where I can show you the best places to stay, the best places to go, everything you would need to have somebody on the ground that can hold your hand and show you around. But yeah, like I was saying, you are basically gonna be broke if you try to live the same life. You would even make it. I don't even think you can make it, because right now we're almost at $1,000 and we haven't talked about even going outside, doing anything. Like, maybe you can get an unfurnished apartment, get a mattress or air bed, put that on the floor, have no furniture. Like, I don't know, maybe you could struggle by. Maybe you could squeeze out 1,100 one month and probably get a refrigerator and just be sleeping on the floor, not going anywhere. You can't even afford a TV. Like, I don't even know how you even get a TV out here because your budget is $1,000. Like, but yeah, if you're willing to actually spend some money, like $2,500, $3,000, you're gonna live like a king, pretty much. Like, I don't worry about anything I spend. Like, I go out, I eat, get drinks, whatever, hang out. I've been doing a lot of hanging out recently. I should probably chill with the hanging out junk, because yeah, it's so easy to drink in Nairobi. Did I mention how easy it is to drink in Nairobi? But yeah, like, I don't really worry about my expenses, but somebody on $1,000 is gonna be stressed. Like, you think you're stressed in America, like when you're trying to like pay for stuff? Imagine when you come out here, you're in a quote unquote third world country, which I wouldn't consider Kenya a third world country, and you don't have access to jobs. Like, you don't have a job here. It's not like, okay, money's tight this month, let me go pick up a spare job. Like, nobody's gonna hire you. And if they hire you, the wages that they're paying, you're not gonna even like blink at. Like, what? The average salary here is between $200 and $400. And I hope you can see in the background, this is Kilauea while we're walking around. So like, okay, what is that $200 and $400 gonna do for you? And mind you, work culture is different here than in America. So for that $200 to $400 a month, you're gonna be working 6 days a week, probably 40-hour plus weeks. It just doesn't make sense to come out here and try to live with $1,000. The only way I can probably picture living on $1,000 is if you're gonna come out here and then you're gonna live in a village somewhere. But like, I don't see a lot of Americans or just Westerners in general coming out here and living in a village somewhere or living on the outskirts where power outages are fairly common, and like flooding and random shelters, like stuff that you wouldn't even think about is gonna happen very regularly to you. Now, I came to Africa in general to live my best life. And I'm not gonna come out here and try to live on $1,000. I don't even think I lived on $1,000 in Thailand. So this whole myth of, yeah, Kenya is affordable, yes, but it's not dirt cheap. So get your money right and come out here and live your best life. And if you wanna come out here, like I said, and you want somebody to show you the ropes, show you the things, like consider like how important mobile money is. If you've never been to Africa, mobile money is the lifeline. Consider booking a consultation, hitting the first pinned comment and the link in the description. And yeah, it's your boy KidGreatness. And remember, you can't rush greatness. We out.